Rain hammered the windshield like bullets. Jade's hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, as downtown traffic crawled through the flooded streets. 3 days into her new life as a taxi driver and she already felt ancient. The cab smelled like old leather and cheap air freshener. Her back ached. Her eyes burned. The radio crackled. Any available units near 5th and Broadway? Jade grabbed the receiver. This is Carson. I'm 2 blocks away. Pick up at the Grandview Hotel. High priority. She pulled up to the gleaming tower, water cascading off its golden awning. A man stood alone under the entrance, perfectly still despite the chaos around him. Dark suit. No umbrella. Rain soaking through expensive fabric like he didn't notice or didn't care. Jade rolled down her window. Need a ride? He turned. For a moment, she forgot to breathe. Sharp jawline. Eyes like storm clouds. Mid-30s, maybe. The kind of face that belonged on magazine covers, not standing in the rain at midnight. Anywhere, he said, voice rough. Just drive. He slid into the back seat, bringing the smell of rain and something darker. Whiskey, maybe. Or regret. Jade checked her mirror. Sir, I need an actual address. I said drive. His eyes met hers in the reflection. Empty. Haunted. Please. Something in his voice made her shift into gear. They drove in silence. Through downtown. Past the financial district. The city lights blurred in the rain, turning everything into watercolor. Jade kept stealing glances in the mirror. He stared out the window, jaw clenched, one hand pressed flat against his thigh. 20 minutes passed. Then 30. You running from something? The words slipped out before she could stop them. His laugh was bitter. Isn't everyone? Fair enough. More silence. Then, what's your name? Jade. Jade Carson. Jade. He tested it like a foreign word. I'm Adrian. Well, Adrian, I should probably warn you that this meter's going to hit triple digits soon. I don't care about the money. Must be nice. He looked at her then, really looked. You have no idea who I am, do you? Should I? Something shifted in his expression. Almost like relief. No. God, no. The radio crackled again. Jade ignored it. Take me to the old harbor, Adrian said suddenly. The pier at the end of Morrison Street. That area's pretty rough at night. I know. She turned toward the waterfront. The neighborhoods grew darker. Grittier. Street lights flickered or didn't work at all. When they reached the pier, Jade killed the engine. Waves crashed against rotting wood. The smell of salt and decay filled the air. Adrian didn't move to get out. This is where I grew up, he said quietly. Before everything changed. Jade turned in her seat. What changed? I sold my soul. He laughed, hollow. Traded everything real for everything empty. That's dramatic. It's true. His eyes found hers again. You ever make a choice that destroyed you? That turned you into someone you hate? Jade thought of her uncle. Of the bills. Of her mother's last words before the cancer took her. Every day. Then you understand. No, she said. I understand being desperate. I understand survival. I don't understand self-pity. His expression hardened. Then, unexpectedly, softened. You're refreshing. I'm honest. Same thing. He pulled out his wallet, counted bills without looking. Handed her $500. Keep it. The fare is $80. I said keep it. Their fingers brushed as she took the money. Electric. Dangerous. Adrian opened the door, stepped into the rain. Paused. Tomorrow night. Midnight. Same hotel. I can't promise I'll be available. Yes, you can. He smiled, sad and knowing. You need the money. And I need someone who doesn't recognize my face or know my sins. He walked away into the darkness, shoulders squared against the storm. Jade sat alone in the cab, heart pounding, $500 burning in her hand. She should drive away. Forget him. Go back to her normal nightmare life. But she knew she wouldn't. When she got home, her phone was ringing. Unknown number. Hello? Miss Carson? A woman's voice. Professional. Cold. This is Victoria Chen from Cross Industries. Mr. Cross would like to arrange a private contract with you. Exclusive driving services. $20,000 a month. Jade's world tilted. Who? Adrian Cross. CEO of Cross Industries. He said you'd understand. The line went dead. Jade stared at her phone, pulse racing. She typed Adrian's name into the search engine. The results flooded her screen. Billionaire tech mogul. Youngest CEO to ever take a company public. Ruthless. Brilliant. Notoriously private. And according to today's headlines, hours away from the biggest deal of his career. Or the biggest scandal. Her phone rang again. Different number. Older voice. The taxi company, they're saying someone's offering them money to revoke my medallion early. I don't know who, but they're serious. We have less than a week. Jade closed her eyes. $20,000 a month. Uncle Tom saved. Her life changed. But nothing was ever that simple. Especially not with a man who looked at the world like it owed him destruction. She texted the unknown number. I accept. 3 dots appeared. Then vanished. Then appeared again. Good. You have no idea what you just agreed to. The black sedan arrived at dawn. Jade stood outside her apartment building, duffel bag in hand, watching it glide to the curb like a shark. The same cold voice from last night emerged from the driver's seat. Victoria Chen. Tailored suit. Ice in her veins. Get in. No greeting. No smile. The interior smelled like new leather and money. Victoria handed her a tablet. Sign here. And here. Initial every page. Shouldn't I read this first? Do you want the job or not? Jade's phone buzzed. Uncle Tom. Third call this morning. She signed. Victoria's lips curved, barely. Smart girl. You start immediately. Mr. Cross requires complete discretion. You don't speak about where you take him. You don't speak about what you hear. You don't exist outside of driving him. What if someone asks questions? They won't. You're nobody. The word stung like a slap. Victoria continued, unbothered. Your first month's pay has been deposited. Check your account. Jade did. $20,000. Real. Impossible. Life-saving. There's an apartment waiting for you in the financial district, Victoria said. Fully furnished. Part of your compensation. Your uncle's medical bills have been handled. The taxi medallion is secure. What? Jade's head spun. How do you know about my uncle? Mr. Cross is thorough. He knows everything. That's invasive. That's business. Victoria pulled up to a sleek high-rise. This is your new home. Mr. Cross expects you at his office tonight. 8 p.m. sharp. Don't be late. She drove away, leaving Jade alone with a key card and a creeping sense she'd just sold more than her time. The apartment was beautiful. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Modern furniture. A kitchen bigger than her old studio. Jade called Uncle Tom. The bills are paid, he said, voice shaking. All of them. And the taxi company called. Said the medallion issue was resolved. Jade, what did you do? I got a better job. Driving? Driving. Silence. Then, be careful, kiddo. Nothing's free. I know. But she didn't. Not really. That night, Jade arrived at Cross Industries. 90 floors of glass and steel piercing the sky. She rode the elevator to the executive level, stomach churning. The doors opened to darkness. You're punctual. Adrian's voice cut through shadow. I like that. He stepped into the dim light. Same expensive suit. Same haunted eyes. But something different now. Guarded. Controlled. Thank you, Jade said carefully. For my uncle. The apartment. Consider it an investment. In what? Trust. He moved closer. I need you to understand something, Jade. What I'm about to ask you to do requires absolute loyalty. You're paying me to drive you. I'm paying you to be invisible. To be silent. To witness things that could destroy me and choose not to speak. Her pulse quickened. What kind of things? The kind that win wars. His expression darkened. Or start them. Jade held his gaze. I'm not interested in corporate espionage. Good. Because I'm not interested in traitors. He handed her keys. Sleek. Silver. Your car is in the garage. Level B3. Black Mercedes. You'll drive me to meetings. Late-night negotiations. Places I can't be seen arriving alone. Why me? Because you're desperate enough to say yes and smart enough to stay quiet. He paused. And because when you look at me, you see a person. Not a bank account. I see someone hiding. His jaw tightened. We all hide. From what? Everything that matters. They stared at each other. The air between them crackled. First stop is in an hour, Adrian said, breaking the moment. A private club downtown. You'll wait outside. I'll text when I'm ready. The club was underground. Literally. Jade parked in an alley behind a restaurant, watching suited men descend through a hidden entrance. Adrian disappeared inside. She waited. 1 hour. 2. Her phone buzzed. Not Adrian. Unknown number. A photo loaded. Adrian. Inside the club. Shaking hands with someone she recognized from the news. A senator. Known for corruption. Known for making people disappear. The message read, "He's not who you think he is. Get out while you can." Jade's hands trembled. She deleted it. But the image burned in her mind. Adrian emerged 3 hours later. Face like stone. He slid into the back seat. Drive. Where? Away. She drove. His reflection in the mirror showed cracks forming. Whatever happened inside. It's not my business. But you want to know. What I want doesn't matter. Honest again. He leaned forward. That senator owns half this city. Including judges. Police. Politicians. He wanted my technology. I said no. He threatened to destroy everyone I care about. So what did you do? I made a deal with someone worse. Jade's blood went cold. Worse than a corrupt senator? Adrian's eyes met hers in the mirror. Empty. Resigned. Much worse. Her phone buzzed again. Same unknown number. This time, a video. Adrian, younger, standing over someone bleeding. The caption, 5 years ago. The night Marcus Chen died. Remember that name. She nearly drove off the road. Stop the car, Adrian commanded. She pulled over, heart hammering. He saw her phone. Saw the video. His expression went from stone to ice. Who sent this? I don't know. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Jade turned to face him. Someone's been texting me warnings. About you. Show me. She handed him her phone. Watched his face drain of color. Marcus Chen, she whispered. Who was he? Victoria's brother. Adrian's voice was hollow. And my best friend. What happened to him? He tried to save me. From myself. From the deal I was making. He looked at her, raw and broken. And I let him die. The confession hung between them like smoke. You killed him? No. But I didn't stop it. His hands shook. I made my choice. The company over everything. Money over loyalty. And Marcus paid the price. Jade's mind reeled. Victoria works for you. Victoria wants revenge. He laughed, bitter and sharp. She's been working with my enemies this whole time. Feeding them information. Waiting for the perfect moment to destroy me. Then why is she still here? Because I deserve it. He met her eyes. Every single piece. Jade's phone rang. Different number. She answered without thinking. Miss Carson? A man's voice. Smooth. Deadly. My name is Richard Hale. I represent certain interests that would like to discuss your new employer. I have nothing to say. Not yet. But you will. The line went dead. Adrian's expression turned predatory. Richard Hale. He's the one I made the deal with. The one worse than the senator. What does he want? Everything I have. Adrian leaned close, voice dropping. And now he knows my weakness. What weakness? You. The word landed like a bomb. Jade's breath caught. I'm not your weakness. I'm your driver. You became my weakness the moment you saw me as human. Before she could respond, headlights flooded the car. 3 black SUVs surrounded them. Men in suits emerged, guns visible. Adrian's phone buzzed. He read the message, face going gray. They have Victoria. And they're offering a trade. A trade for what? He looked at her, devastated. You for her. My newest asset for my oldest enemy. What? Richard wants to know if I learned my lesson. If I'll sacrifice someone again to save myself. Jade's world tilted. This was all a setup. No. Adrian's voice cracked. Not at first. But they've been watching. Waiting. They knew I'd find someone. Someone real. And they'd use you to prove I'm still the monster who let Marcus die. The SUVs closed in. Adrian grabbed her hand, fierce and desperate. I won't make the same mistake twice. You don't even know me. I know you're the first person in 5 years who looked at me like I could still be saved. His grip tightened. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to run. I'm going to face them. And you're going to forget you ever met Adrian Cross. That's suicide. That's redemption. He pushed her toward the driver's door, eyes blazing. But before she could move, her phone lit up. Victoria's face on the screen. Live video. Bound. Bloodied. Terrified. Choose, a voice said through the speaker. The girl who drives you around, or the woman whose brother you murdered. Adrian's hand fell away from Jade's. She saw him breaking. Saw the boy at the pier. The man who sold his soul. There's a third option, Jade heard herself say. Adrian stared at her. What? She grabbed his phone. Dialed a number from memory. Uncle Tom answered. Call the police, she said. Tell them there's a hostage situation at the old Morrison Street pier. Send everyone. Jade, what? Do it now. She turned to Adrian. How much does Richard Hale hate losing? More than anything. Good. She started the engine. Then let's make him lose everything. And she drove straight at the SUVs, full speed, as Adrian grabbed the wheel beside her and whispered, You're insane. I'm desperate, she shot back. There's a difference. The SUVs scattered. Sirens wailed in the distance. Adrian's phone rang. Richard Hale's smooth voice filled the car. Clever girl. But you just signed Victoria's death warrant. No, Adrian said, finding his. But what you didn't know is that I recorded you ordering it. And that video just went to every news outlet in the country. Silence. Then, you're bluffing. Try me. The line went dead. Adrian looked at Jade, breathless. I wasn't bluffing. I know. How? Because you're not that good of a liar. She smiled, small and fierce. Where's the video? His expression crumbled. There is no video. The car went silent except for sirens growing closer. Then we're dead, Jade whispered. Yeah. Adrian's hand found hers. We are. The sirens stopped 3 blocks away. Too far. Jade's hands slicked with sweat on the steering wheel as she pulled into an abandoned parking garage. Adrian sat motionless beside her, phone dark in his lap. They're jamming police signals, he said quietly. Richard owns half the department. They'll respond to a different emergency first. Buy him time. Time for what? To kill Victoria. To kill us. To erase every trace of tonight. Jade killed the engine. Outside, rain hammered concrete. Thunder rolled. Why did you really hire me? I told you. You saw me as human. Try again. Adrian's jaw clenched. Because Marcus had a sister. And I owed him a life. The truth hit her like glass. You hired me to replace her. I hired you to save her. His voice cracked. Victoria's been feeding Richard information, yes. But only because he has her daughter. Her 8-year-old daughter that no one knows exists. Jade's world tilted again. He's using a child? He uses everyone. Adrian turned to her, eyes burning. Marcus died protecting me. Victoria hates me for it. But she loves her daughter more than revenge. Richard knows that. So he made her choose her child's life for my destruction. And you've known this whole time? For 3 months. He ran a hand through his hair, breaking. I've been building a case. Evidence. Witnesses. Everything I need to bury Richard and save Victoria's daughter. But I needed time. And I needed someone Richard wouldn't see coming. A 19-year-old taxi driver. Someone desperate enough to fight. Someone who understands what it means to lose family. His hand touched hers. Tentative. Desperate. Someone who might look at a monster and see a man worth saving. Jade pulled away. You used me. Yes. You put my uncle at risk. Put me in the middle of your war. Yes. And you thought I'd forgive you because what? You have a tragic backstory? No. Adrian met her eyes, unflinching. I thought you'd forgive me because you're exactly like me. Willing to sacrifice anything to protect the people you love. The accusation hung between them. True. Cutting. Unbearable. Where's Victoria's daughter? Richard keeps her in a safe house. Changes locations every 3 days. Victoria doesn't even know where. But you do. Something flickered across his face. I hired someone. A tracker. Former intelligence. She found the girl 2 weeks ago. Then what are we waiting for? Richard's expecting me to trade you for Victoria. If I don't show, he kills them both. Jade's mind raced. What if we give him what he wants? You want me to hand you over? I want you to make him think you're handing me over. She grabbed his phone, pulled up a map. Where's the exchange? Morrison Street Pier. Where we met. Poetic. Richard likes symbolism. Jade's fingers flew across the screen. Your tracker. The one who found the daughter. Can she extract a child from a guarded location? Maybe. Why? Because we're going to split his attention. She looked at Adrian, pulse racing. He thinks he's won. He has Victoria. He has leverage over you. He expects you to either sacrifice me or try to be a hero and die. And we do neither. We get Victoria's daughter out first. Then we make him choose. His hostage or his leverage. Adrian stared at her. That's insane. You keep saying that like it's a bad thing. It is a bad thing. He'll kill Victoria the moment he realizes what we're doing. Not if Victoria's part of the plan. She hates me, Jade. She's not going to help. She doesn't have to help you. She has to help her daughter. Jade leaned close. Call your tracker. Get her moving. Then call Richard and tell him you're coming. That you'll trade me for Victoria. Everything he wants. He'll never believe I'd sacrifice you. Why not? You've done it before. The words landed like bullets. Adrian flinched. I'm not Marcus, Jade continued, voice steady. And you're not the same man who let him die. So prove it. Prove you learned something from watching your best friend bleed out for your mistakes. You don't understand what you're asking. I understand perfectly. You're terrified that if you care about someone again, you'll destroy them too. But guess what? Caring about no one didn't make you safe. It made you empty. She grabbed his face, forced him to look at her. Adrian's breathing hitched. Then, without warning, he kissed her. Fierce. Desperate. Tasting like rain and regret. When he pulled back, his eyes were clear. Decided. If we do this and Victoria dies, it's on both of us. I know. He dialed a number. Elena. Go now. Get the girl. I don't care what it takes. A woman's voice, sharp and efficient. Confirmed. 30 minutes. He ended the call. Dialed another. Richard answered immediately. Have you made your decision? I have. Adrian's voice was stone. I'll trade the girl for Victoria. Morrison Street Pier. 1 hour. Smart choice. I was starting to think you'd grown a conscience. Conscience is expensive. I prefer to stay rich. Richard laughed. Cold. Satisfied. See you in an hour. And Adrian? If I see police, I'll gut Victoria while you watch. The line went dead. Jade's hands trembled. 30 minutes until your tracker gets the daughter. 60 minutes until the exchange. Which means Richard will know we played him halfway through the meeting. Then we need to keep him distracted. How? Jade pulled out her phone. Scrolled through her contacts. Found one she hadn't called in months. I know someone who owes me a favor. Adrian watched her dial. Who? The one person Richard would never suspect. She waited through 3 rings. Then, Uncle Tom. I need you to do something crazy. Kiddo, you okay? No. But I will be. Remember that reporter who did the story on taxi drivers last year? The one you said was too nosy? Yeah. Marcus Kane. Why? I need you to call him. Tell him there's a story happening right now at Morrison Street Pier. Billionaire CEO. Corruption. Hostages. Everything. Silence. Then, Jade, what have you gotten into? Something that ends tonight. One way or another. She hung up. Adrian stared at her. You're bringing the press. I'm bringing witnesses. Richard can kill us in the dark. But he can't kill us on camera in front of a reporter. He'll disappear before the cameras arrive. Good. Then Victoria lives. And we chase him later. And if he doesn't run? If he decides to make a statement instead? Jade met his eyes. Then I guess we find out if either of us is worth saving. They drove to the pier in silence. Storm clouds gathered overhead. The old boards creaked under the car's weight as Jade parked at the water's edge. 3 black SUVs were already there. Richard Hale stood in the center, impeccable suit untouched by rain. Victoria knelt beside him, hands bound, face bloody but defiant. Adrian's phone buzzed. Elena. One word, clear. He showed Jade. She nodded. They stepped out of the car together. Richard smiled. Punctual and dramatic. I appreciate both. His eyes fixed on Jade. You must be the girl stupid enough to try to save him. I prefer brave. Brave people die young, sweetheart. So do overconfident assholes. Richard's smile widened. I like her. Shame I have to kill her. Adrian stepped forward. We had a deal. Her for Victoria. Of course. Richard pulled out a gun, pressed it to Victoria's head. Hand her over. Jade walked toward them, pulse hammering. 5 steps. 10. Victoria's eyes met hers. Filled with something between warning and recognition. Closer, Richard commanded. 15 steps. Adrian's phone rang. Richard's expression flickered. Don't answer that. Adrian answered anyway. Put it on speaker. Elena's voice filled the pier. Package secure. Repeat, package secure. Victoria's face transformed. Hope. Terror. Relief crashing together. Richard's gun swung to Adrian. What did you do? I saved a little girl. Something you should have done instead of using her as a weapon. You're dead. All of you. Headlights flooded the pier. But not police. News vans. 3 of them. Cameras emerging. Reporters shouting questions. Richard's composure cracked. You brought the press? I brought witnesses, Adrian said. To document your arrest for kidnapping, extortion, and the murder of Marcus Chen. You have no proof. Actually, Victoria said, voice raw but strong, I have 5 years of recordings. Every conversation. Every threat. Every crime. I was building a case, you psychopath. You just gave me the perfect finale. She pulled a small recording device from her bound hands. Held it up. Still running. Richard's face went white. He aimed the gun at her. Then you die first. Then you die on camera, Jade said. In front of 20 witnesses. Your choice. The standoff hung frozen. Rain. Thunder. Cameras rolling. Richard's finger on the trigger. Then Adrian did something Jade didn't expect. He stepped between the gun and Victoria. You want someone dead? His voice was steady. Resigned. Take me. I'm the one who made the deals. I'm the one who let Marcus die. Victoria was just trying to survive. Jade was just trying to help. This ends with me. Adrian. You were right. I've been hiding. Letting guilt destroy me. But Marcus died trying to save me. The least I can do is die saving someone else. Richard laughed. How noble. And stupid. He pulled the trigger. But Victoria moved faster. Threw herself sideways. The bullet meant for Adrian caught her shoulder instead. She went down hard. Victoria. Adrian dropped beside her. Richard aimed again. But Jade was already moving. She tackled him low, sending the gun skittering across wet boards. They struggled. Richard was stronger, but Jade was desperate. Her hand found the gun. His hand closed over hers. They fought for control. Thunder crashed. Rain poured. Cameras captured everything. I will ruin you, Richard snarled. Your uncle. Your life. Everything. You already did, Jade gasped. When you made me desperate enough to fight. She twisted. The gun went off. Richard's grip loosened. He stumbled backward. Fell. But not from a gunshot. From Adrian's fist connecting with his jaw. Then another. And another. That's for Marcus. Adrian roared. That's for Victoria. That's for everyone you destroyed. Sirens wailed. Real ones this time. Police flooded the pier. Richard was dragged away, bleeding and broken. Adrian fell to his knees beside Victoria. Stay with me. Stay with me. My daughter, Victoria whispered. Is she really safe? She's safe. I promise. Victoria's eyes found Jade. You're crazy. I've been told. Thank you. Then the ambulance arrived, and Victoria was gone, leaving Adrian and Jade alone in the rain surrounded by police and cameras and the wreckage of everything they destroyed to survive. Adrian looked at her. I thought I was going to lose you. You almost did. I know. He stood, pulled her close. I'm sorry. For all of it. For using you. For putting you in danger. For. Shut up, Jade said. And kissed him. When they broke apart, police were approaching. Mr. Cross? We need your statement. Adrian nodded. But he didn't let go of Jade's hand. Whatever happens next, I need you to know something. What? You saved me. Not from Richard. From myself. Does that mean I still have a job? He smiled. Small. Real. If you want it. I do. She squeezed his hand. Someone has to keep you from making stupid sacrifices. Deal. But as they walked toward the police, Jade's phone buzzed. Unknown number. One message. Richard was just the beginning. You have no idea what you've started. See you soon. M. Her blood went cold. She showed Adrian. His expression darkened. He whispered. Marcus. But Marcus is dead. Is he? They stared at the message. At the impossible signature. at the promise of something worse coming, and realized their nightmare had only just begun. 3 days after the pier, Adrian's penthouse felt like a cage. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city, but Jade saw only prison bars. Police had cleared them of wrongdoing. Richard Hale sat in federal custody. Victoria was recovering. Her daughter was safe. But the message haunted every silence. See you soon. M. Jade stood at the window, coffee cold in her hands. Behind her, Adrian worked through files at his desk. Dark circles under his eyes. Hadn't slept since the pier. It's impossible, he said for the 100th time. I watched Marcus die. I held him while he bled out. Did you see the body after? Silence. Then, Richard's people took it. Said they'd handle arrangements. And you trusted them? I trusted nothing at that point. Adrian's voice cracked. I was too busy running. Building an empire on guilt. Jade turned to face him. If Marcus is alive, why disappear for 5 years? Maybe he wasn't given a choice. Maybe Richard kept him. Used him. Or maybe, a new voice said from the shadows, I was too ashamed to come back. They spun. A man stepped from the hallway. 30-something. Lean. Scarred. Eyes that matched Victoria's. Marcus Chen. Alive. Impossible. Adrian's coffee mug shattered on the floor. No. Hello, Adrian. You're dead. I watched you. You watched Richard's men shoot me and drag me away. Marcus's voice was hollow. What you didn't see was Richard deciding I was worth more alive. Leverage. Insurance. A weapon to use if you ever grew a spine. Jade grabbed a knife from the kitchen counter. How did you get in here? I built this security system. Marcus's eyes never left Adrian. 5 years ago. Before everything went to hell. Adrian moved forward like a man approaching a ghost. Why now? Why show up after Richard's arrested? Because Richard wasn't the beginning. He was a middle manager. Marcus pulled out a tablet, brought up files. Financial records. Shell companies. Names Jade didn't recognize. There's an organization. They call themselves the Covenant. They've been building. They gave me a choice. Disappear and let Victoria and her daughter live. Or fight back and watch them die. Marcus's jaw clenched. I chose survival. Just like you. I'm nothing like you, Adrian snapped. You tried to save me. I let you burn. Because Richard made you choose between the company or me. Marcus stepped closer. I never blamed you for that, Adrian. I blamed you for not burning the whole thing down after. So what? You want revenge now? 5 years late? I want to finish what we started. Marcus turned the tablet around. The Covenant owns senators. Judges. CEOs. They're planning something big. Something that makes Richard's crimes look like jaywalking. Jade studied the files. What kind of something? Economic collapse. Systematic. Controlled. They'll crash the market, buy everything at rock bottom, then rebuild the country in their image. Adrian's face drained. When? 2 weeks. And you need what from us? Marcus met his eyes. I need my best friend back. I need the man who once cared more about people than profit. Because I can't stop this alone. How do I know this isn't a trap? You don't. Marcus smiled, sad and broken. You have to trust me. The way I trusted you 5 years ago. The accusation hung like smoke. Adrian turned to Jade. What do you think? I think if he wanted us dead, we'd be dead. She set down the knife. I think he's telling the truth. Based on what? Based on the fact that he looks at you the same way you look at him. Like losing each other destroyed you both. Marcus's expression cracked. She's smart. She's right, Adrian said quietly. Then, louder, but if this is a lie, if you betray me again. I never betrayed you. Marcus's voice turned sharp. Richard shot me. His people dragged me away. I spent 5 years in hell wishing I'd died because living meant watching you become everything we swore we'd never be. Then why didn't you send a message? Why let me think you were dead? Because they had Victoria. They had her daughter. And they said if I ever contacted anyone from my old life, they'd kill them. Marcus was shouting now. So I stayed dead. I played along. I gathered evidence. And I waited for the day you'd finally do something worth saving. And the pier was that day? The pier was when I realized you hadn't completely lost yourself. That somewhere under the billions and the guilt, Adrian Cross still existed. They stared at each other. 5 years of pain. 5 years of ghosts. Prove it, Adrian said. Prove you're really here to stop the covenant. Marcus reached into his jacket. Jade tensed. But he pulled out a drive. Everything I've gathered. Names. Transactions. Meeting logs. It's enough to start a war. But we need more. We need inside access. To what? To the covenant's next meeting. 3 days from now. Private island. Invitation only. Marcus looked at Jade. And they just invited the new rising star of Cross Industries. The girl who brought down Richard Hale. Jade's stomach dropped. Me? You made headlines. They notice headlines. They want to recruit you. Recruit me for what? To work for them. You're young. Desperate. You've already proven you'll do questionable things for money. Marcus's expression softened. It's actually a compliment in their world. That's insane. That's our way in. Adrian turned to her. If you go, wear a wire. Record everything. We take the evidence to the FBI, Homeland Security, anyone who'll listen. And if the covenant finds the wire? Then they kill you, Marcus said flatly. No trial. No witnesses. Just gone. I'm not letting her do this, Adrian snapped. It's not your choice. Jade's voice was steady despite her racing heart. If this is real, if they're planning what Marcus says, then someone has to stop them. Not you. Anyone but you. Why? Because you care about me? Because losing another person would destroy you? She grabbed his face. Adrian, if you care about me, then trust me. Trust that I'm strong enough to do this. I watched Marcus bleed out. I'm not watching you die too. Then come with me. She looked at Marcus. Can he? Marcus shook his head. They know his face. But they don't know mine anymore. I'll be there. Undercover as security. If anything goes wrong, I'll get you out. You expect me to trust you with her life? Adrian's voice shook. I expect you to trust her with her own life. Marcus stepped closer. You can't save everyone by locking them away. That's just another cage. He's right, Jade said. I've spent my whole life in cages. Poverty. Desperation. Fear. This is my chance to break free. Really free. Adrian's hands fell to his sides. Defeated. If you die. Then you burn the covenant to the ground. She kissed him. Soft. Final. Promise me. I promise. Marcus handed her the invitation. Heavy card stock. Gold lettering. The boat. Get them talking about the plan. Specifics. Dates. Targets. And the wire? State of the art. Undetectable. I'll plant it the day before. Jade studied the invitation. Felt the weight of what she'd agreed to. What if I can't get them to talk? Then improvise. You're good at that. Over the next 3 days, Marcus trained her. How to read people. How to lie without tells. How to survive if everything went wrong. Adrian watched from the shadows, silent and breaking. The night before the boat, Jade found him on the penthouse balcony. Rain falling softly. City lights blurred through water. You don't have to do this, he said without turning. Yes, I do. Why? You've already saved enough people. Because 5 years ago, Marcus tried to save you and failed. But maybe I won't. She stood beside him. Maybe this is how broken people fix each other. By fighting battles together instead of alone. He turned to her then. Eyes wet. I love you. I don't know when it happened. But I do. I know. And you? I think I loved you the moment you stepped into my cab. Broken. Desperate. Real. She took his hand. So don't make me regret dying for you. That's not funny. It's not supposed to be. They kissed. Fierce and aching. Like goodbye. The next morning, Marcus drove Jade to the harbor. Adrian stayed behind. Couldn't watch her leave. He'll forgive you, Jade said as Marcus fitted the wire. Tiny. Invisible against her skin. For what? For being alive when he thought you were dead. For making him care again. Marcus smiled. Sad. You really do understand him. I understand trauma. It's universal. Be careful in there. The covenant doesn't forgive mistakes. Neither do I. She boarded the boat. 50 guests. All polished. All powerful. All smiling like sharks. A woman approached. 60s. Elegant. Cold. Miss Carson. I'm Eleanor Graves. Welcome to the Covenant. Thank you for the invitation. You made quite an impression. Taking down Richard was bold. He had it coming. Did he? Eleanor's smile sharpened. Or did he simply get caught? Jade held her gaze. What's the difference? Competence. Eleanor gestured to the deck. Come. Let me introduce you to your future. They moved through the crowd. Names. Faces. Power radiating from every handshake. Jade memorized everything. The wire recorded everything. Then Eleanor led her to a private cabin. Inside, screens displayed financial data. Markets. Stock tickers. Economic projections. This is what we offer, Eleanor said. Control. When the collapse happens, we'll own everything. Including the people who tried to stop us. And if someone refuses to join, they disappear. Eleanor's eyes gleamed. Simple. Clean. Permanent. What about witnesses? Police? FBI? We own them all. The wire captured every word. Jade's pulse hammered. She'd done it. She had the evidence. Then Eleanor pulled out a tablet. Showed her a photo. Adrian. In his penthouse. Live feed. Did you really think we wouldn't know? Eleanor asked softly. Jade's blood froze. The wire was clever. Marcus's training was thorough. But we've been watching Adrian Cross for 5 years. Did you think we'd miss his new weakness? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie. It's boring. Eleanor pressed a button. Adrian's face filled the screen. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to remove that wire. You're going to destroy the recording. And you're going to join the covenant. Or we kill Adrian. Not quickly. Not mercifully. We'll make him watch everyone he cares about die first. Victoria. Her daughter. Marcus. Your uncle. You're bluffing. Am I? Eleanor showed another screen. Uncle Tom. At his apartment. Armed men outside. Tears burned Jade's eyes. Why me? Because you're perfect. Young. Desperate. Capable of terrible things for love. The covenant needs soldiers like you. And if I say yes, then everyone lives. And you become very rich. Very powerful. Very free. Jade looked at the screens. At Adrian. At Uncle Tom. At the choice that would define everything. She thought of Marcus bleeding out. Of Adrian selling his soul. Of every person who'd ever sacrificed themselves for something bigger. And she made her decision. I'll join, she whispered. On one condition. Eleanor smiled. What condition? Jade pulled the wire off. Crushed it under her heel. You let me deliver the news to Adrian myself. Face to face. So he knows I chose this. Why? Because I want him to understand. That sometimes survival means becoming the monster. Eleanor studied her. Then nodded. Deal. You have 1 hour. They returned to port. Marcus was waiting. Saw Jade's face. Knew immediately. No, he breathed. I'm sorry, Jade said. And walked past him toward Adrian's car. This was the only way. Adrian was waiting when Jade walked through the penthouse door. He took one look at her face and knew. They got to you. They got to everyone. Jade's voice was hollow. Uncle Tom. Victoria's daughter. You. They have eyes everywhere. The wire? Crushed. They knew before I even stepped on the boat. Adrian's fists clenched. Marcus. No. Someone else. Someone inside your security. Someone who's been feeding them information since the beginning. She met his eyes. They want me to join them. And you said? I said yes. The words fell like bombs. Adrian staggered back. No. I don't have a choice. There's always a choice. Not when the alternative is watching everyone I love die. Jade's composure cracked. Don't you get it? This is exactly what happened to Marcus. To Victoria. To you. They find what you love and they use it as a weapon. So what? You just give up? Become them? I become whatever keeps you alive. Adrian grabbed her shoulders. I didn't survive 5 years of hell so you could throw yourself away for me. And I didn't fall in love with you so I could watch you die. Tears streamed down her face. This is the only way. It's not. We fight. We expose them. We lose. Jade pulled away. Adrian, they own everything. The police. The courts. The military. Even if we had evidence, who would we give it to? Who isn't already bought? Marcus has contacts. People outside the Covenant's reach. Marcus has been a ghost for 5 years. His contacts are either dead or compromised. She walked to the window. Eleanor gave me 1 hour to say goodbye. After that, I'm theirs. Then we run. Right now. Disappear. Start over somewhere they can't find us. They'll find us. They always do. Jade turned to face him. But maybe I can do some good on the inside. Learn their plans. Sabotage them slowly. Or they'll corrupt you. Turn you into another Richard Hale. Maybe. Her voice broke. But at least you'll be alive to hate me for it. Adrian crossed the room in 3 strides. Pulled her into his arms. I could never hate you. You don't know what they'll make me do. I don't care. They held each other while the city pulsed below. Thunder rolled in the distance. Time bleeding away. Then Marcus burst through the door. We have a problem. Adrian didn't let go of Jade. Bigger than the Covenant? Eleanor Graves isn't just a member. She's the founder. And she's been planning this collapse for 20 years. Marcus pulled up files on his tablet. But I found something. A crack in their armor. What crack? Jade asked. The Covenant's money flows through one bank. One institution that handles all their transactions. If we expose that bank, we expose everything. Which bank? Marcus hesitated. Sterling Trust. Adrian went pale. No. I'm sorry. What's Sterling Trust? Jade looked between them. The bank my father built, Adrian said quietly. The bank I inherited. The reason I have $1 billion. He laughed, bitter and broken. I've been funding the Covenant this whole time without knowing it. Your father was a founding member, Marcus confirmed. He died before he could tell you. Left you the company. The fortune. The legacy. All built on corruption. Adrian sank into a chair. Everything I am is a lie. Not everything, Jade said. The parts that matter are real. The parts that tried to save Marcus. The parts that protected Victoria. The parts that loved me. It's not enough. It has to be. She knelt beside him. Because we're out of time and out of options. If we want to stop the Covenant, we have to destroy Sterling Trust. That's suicide. They'll kill us. Probably. Jade smiled through tears. But at least we'll die fighting. Marcus nodded. I can plant evidence. Make it look like Sterling Trust is under federal investigation. The Covenant will panic. Start moving money. Make mistakes. How long do we have? Hours. Maybe less. Eleanor's expecting Jade back soon. Adrian stood. Decision made. Then we do it now. All of it. We burn the bank. We burn the Covenant. And if we die, we take them with us. What about Uncle Tom? Jade asked. Victoria's daughter? Everyone they're threatening? I have people I trust, Marcus said. Ex-military. Off-grid. They can extract your uncle and the girl before the Covenant realizes what's happening. Make the call. Adrian grabbed his laptop. Pulled up Sterling Trust's systems. If I'm going to destroy my father's legacy, I'm going to do it right. The next 2 hours blurred. Marcus's people moved like shadows. Uncle Tom was pulled from his apartment moments before the Covenant's men arrived. Victoria's daughter was extracted from her school. Safe houses. New identities. Witness protection. Meanwhile, Adrian hacked into Sterling Trust's core systems. Years of financial crimes. Decades of money laundering. Jade watched him work. Watched the man who'd built an empire dismantle it piece by piece. Any regrets? She asked softly. Only that I didn't do this 5 years ago. His phone rang. Eleanor's number. She knows, Marcus said. Adrian answered. Put it on speaker. You've made a terrible mistake, Mr. Cross. Eleanor's voice was ice. Did you really think you could expose us without consequences? I think consequences are all that matter. Then let me show you yours. The laptop screen changed. Security footage. The penthouse. From inside. We've been here the whole time, Eleanor continued. Did you check the vents? The smoke detectors? We own this building. We own everything. Gas hissed from the ceiling. Jade recognized the smell. Bitter almonds. Cyanide. Run! Marcus shouted. They bolted for the door. It wouldn't open. Locked from the outside. Windows. Adrian grabbed a chair. Smashed glass. But they were 90 floors up. No fire escape. No ledge. The gas filled the room. Jade's vision blurred. Her lungs burned. I'm sorry, Adrian gasped. For all of it. Don't apologize. Jade grabbed his hand. We chose this together. Marcus collapsed first. Then Jade felt her legs give out. Adrian caught her. Held her as they fell. I love you, he whispered. I know. The world faded to black. But death didn't come. Jade woke to white walls. Hospital smell. Machines beeping. Adrian beside her in another bed. Marcus across the room. You're awake. A woman's voice. FBI badge. You're safe. How? Your friend Marcus had backup plans. Gas masks hidden in the vents. Triggered remotely when he sent a distress signal. She smiled. You were out for 2 hours. But you're alive. And the Covenant? In custody. All of them. Your evidence brought down 43 people. Including Eleanor Graves. Jade looked at Adrian. He was awake now. Watching her. We did it. We did it. 6 months later, Jade stood outside a small house in the suburbs. Uncle Tom's new place. Bought with money from Adrian's legitimate businesses. The ones that survived the scandal. Adrian pulled up in a taxi. Vintage yellow. Restored. You kept it, Jade said, smiling. I figured I owed the taxi business an apology. He climbed out. Pulled her close. Also, someone taught me that the best things start in cabs. Corny. True. He kissed her. Marcus is coming for dinner. Victoria and her daughter too. A family reunion. A family. Adrian's expression softened. The one we built from broken pieces. Is that what we are? Broken? We're survivors. He took her hand. And maybe that's better. They walked inside. Uncle Tom was cooking. Victoria was laughing. Marcus was telling stories. Victoria's daughter was drawing at the table. Normal. Impossible. Real. That night, after everyone left, Jade and Adrian sat on the porch. Stars overhead. City lights distant. Do you ever regret it? She asked. Everything you lost? I lost nothing that mattered. He squeezed her hand. And I gained everything I needed. That's corny too. I'm trying to be romantic. Try harder. He kissed her. Deep and lasting. When they broke apart, he whispered, "You saved my life. You saved mine first. That night at the pier. When you saw me as more than a driver. I saw you as everything." Jade leaned against him. Felt his heartbeat. Steady. Alive. Proof that broken people could heal. That desperate choices could lead to redemption. That love could grow even in the darkest places. What happens now? She asked. Now we live. Adrian smiled. No plans. No schemes. Just two people who survived hell and decided to build heaven instead. That's ambitious. So are we. Thunder rumbled in the distance. But no rain came. Just the promise of storms past. Of battles won. Of ghosts laid to rest. Jade closed her eyes. Let herself believe. In second chances. In redemption. In the man beside her who'd been broken and chose to heal. In the end, they didn't save the world. They just saved